We are TFR, Truth Frequency Radio.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cosy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
It's Friday, my dudes.
Good morning, TFR.
Good morning.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, TGIF to you, everybody. It's early. Man, I went to bed with such a headache last night. I just had to go crash, like immediately. It's like, oh, I have a headache now. And I just made a beeline for the bed, hoping I could wake up without it. Unfortunately, I did not.
Well, damn. I am so sorry to hear that, my friend. Oh, my mic is way over there. Is that better? Sorry.
Actually, it was not too bad considering it was way over there.
Yeah, it was. It's a good mic. A good buddy of mine hooked me up with that. You might know her.
Is it dead?
Yeah, dude. Sorry to hear about that. Stress, life,
I don't know.
chemical agents in the sky. What do you think it might be?
Hard to say.
What was it, Zach?
Bunny withdraws from having to go to work.
Oh, shit.
No.
That could be it. I don't know. He had Mickey in his pocket all day at work, maybe.
Well, I've done pretty well. I can get a fix in the morning and be okay till I get home. Dixie, on the other hand, she has to come home and run in and just start huffing. So she just goes and shoves her face right in that fur and inhales deeply. But you can see the stress melt.
We already have a show title.
Bunny huffing? Oh, Dixie would love it. She keeps trying to get me to do it. There's a video of, because now she's sort of ignoring some of her plant groups on Facebook. Now she's only there for the bunny groups. But there's a video of some lady grabbing her bunny and just like running a big rail right up the back of the bunny, just huffing bunny all the way up the bunny's spine, just getting her good dose of bunny in the day.
Old bunny.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. She's been getting crazy, just absolutely crazy. About 7:30 every night. That's just enough time to eat, nap, and wake up, and then she just goes bonkers, just bouncing off the walls.
That's odd.
My God.
Nope, it's a whole different experience. Nothing at all like I expected. So much more fulfilling. If you want to teach children about voluntary interactions and consent, get them a bunny. A happy bunny is one that isn't forced to do shit that doesn't want to do.
I'll have to start paying more attention at the grandbaby's house because they've had one for a while. I mean, it's been a while. It's been so long that it's a part of the background. And when you told us about your new bunny, it never really even clicked. Hey, there's a bunny right over there I can have access to, until we went on the 4th of July and they were actually cleaning out the cage and etc. But I really didn't have time to interact. So I will definitely have to.
Well, like there are people
see if
that
I can't get in on some of this bunny huffing.
People have bunnies that don't like them. Like the bunny does not like the owner. And you just kind of got to deal with it. Because it's a bunny, you don't want to just go pick it up and drop it off and have somebody else deal with it. That's the problem these days. There's just too many bunnies. So people have bunnies that just don't particularly like them. And that's just kind of the part of the deal with it. They not real snugglers. They don't want a lot of affection. They're just kind of there. They feed them. They hop around.
Well, again, that's kind of what I've grown up with. As you said, they were kind of an Easter accessory sold on the side of the road, or anyway, down here in the South, they literally will sell them on the side of the road. And with the knowledge that they're pretty much going to be kid fodder, you know, they might not make it through Easter. And if they do, well, they won't be around much longer than that. And as sad as that is, that's just kind of the mentality you develop about them growing up because of their ease of access and unfortunate ease of disposability. And yeah, it's kind of that thought of the life-death cycle. You know, a lot of parents do the hamster or the whatever, so they can kind of experience that early on and get through it. But yeah, with the bunnies, it's just kind of accepted that they're going to not be here a minute, you know, for a very long time. And not much interaction other than, oh, look, every time it hops, it's dropping cereal out its butt, mommy, kind of thing. So yeah.
And that was the common belief for a long time. I figure it was probably like 20s or 30s when they first started giving away these bunnies at the fairs. I haven't researched this at all. I'm just guessing that it was probably around the time of the Great Depression, shit like that, when winning a bunny was an actual prize. Like people would try to play the games in an attempt to win a rabbit because a rabbit meant food. You could go to the fair and come away with dinner, and that was great. So people would started giving away bunnies at fairs, and that was just sort of the thing. And people bring them home, stick them in a cage on their back porch, and after 3-4 years, the bunny dies, and that's just commonplace, and that's the way it was. And about in the 90s, they started really researching rabbit behavior, rabbit diet, rabbit sociabilities, and realized that rabbits could actually live for about 10, 12, 15 years if you treat them right. They're social animals, so you don't want them locked up in a cage by themselves. They like to free roam, so you don't really want them locked up in a cage for too long at all. And you can't just feed them rabbit pellets. You go to the pet store, you buy a big bag of rabbit food, and you think, cool, I have a bag of dog food and a bag of rabbit food. Everybody gets a bowl of food every day. But rabbits don't live off of rabbit food, rabbit pellets. It's like 10% of their diet. Rabbits are like horses. They eat 80% hay. And then like another, 10% leafy greens. Then you throw in some fresh fruit or rabbit pellets as treats. And that's the diet. They're freaking horses. They're just tiny little horses that bounce around. But these people didn't know that in the 90s. So rabbits would just give up on life essentially, and they don't only live in 3 or 4 years. So that made real good sense that you want to use them as meat pets, or you give them away as presents because they're not going to last very long. Because as far as a lot of people knew, they didn't. Domesticated bunnies just have short lives. Not really. People just didn't know how to treat them. But it's kind of a big deal if you can get a bunny to, if you can earn a rabbit's trust. It's a no small thing. Because again, there are people out there that feed and love their rabbits, and the rabbits want nothing to do with them for whatever reason. So it's just exciting when we have a bunny here. Our first bunny just got bonded to both Dixie and I, and is just the absolute sweetest bunny, like a little cat, rubbing its head on your hand. What an affection. It's crazy. You go to pick it up, and sometimes she wants to be held, and she will sit in your arms, and you will hold her. Sometimes she doesn't. She'll hop away when you go down to pick her up, and then you don't pick her up. Voluntary interactions. It's all about consent. And I think that's the consent is what makes a happy bunny. And a happy bunny makes a happy bunny owner.
Little bunny details.
All right, that's enough of my bunny rant. I haven't even checked chat to see how many people have tuned out.
I'm busily saying hello to them all. They're still hanging out. I've only gotten through the YouTube chat. I'm still logging into things because you know how I do it. I wait till at least the first break before I get over there on Roxanne.
Well, I see folks over there.
But I'm already there. I really am trying to get into it. It's just, as you said, it's an interesting morning.
Oh, yeah, I had an interesting, scary Tuesday. After I took a little nap, me and the boys laid down, Min and Hank, and I woke up about an hour later to Minion just screaming bloody murder. I've never heard him yelp like that. Not sure how it happened. I don't know if he fell off the bed or but he twinged his neck. He got a pulled muscle in his neck. And it scared the living crap out of him, and then it scared the crap out of all of us.
I'm sure, right?
Yeah, we had no idea what was going on. We didn't know. I mean, we touched him anywhere, and he would like scream, not like "Arr!" It was like bloody murder.
Do it. Let me hear it.
Yeah,
5 a.m.
stuck
at
his
the Nodell house.
in
Scream
or something. Oh man, it was so scary. But took him to go see a vet here that I take the neighbor lady to all the time. Great vet. Took him in. He was manhandling Min, and Minion didn't make a noise. Me and Cammy were just like, "What is going on?" And then gave him some drugs, and now he thinks he runs the roost again. He's all, yeah, he's fine. He's in charge again now. But yeah, it was scary for a couple days. He was just like very not wanting to move at all. Oh yeah, you know how it is. You've twinged your neck, I'm sure. Woke up the wrong way for the rest of like the next couple days. You can't turn your head to the side. And
oh yeah, dude, I've sneezed and been like almost bedridden for a week. You know, it can happen. And I've done it washing my hair. I've done it drying my hair. I've caught something and been like bound up and like I may have to go to the doctor. You know, it's bad when it gets in that area.
Yeah, Hank.
Lots of very sensitive nerves there.
Hank was getting in between me and Min when Min was yelping in pain.
Oh, I'm trying to protect him. That's awesome.
Yeah, he was, "What are you doing, Dad?" He was looking at me just like, "What's going on here? Why is he yelling?" Yeah. He's a good big buddy, huh?
All right. I'm enjoying my first light brew, Josh. I've never had one. You've been praising them for years now, and there was one on sale, and it was a brand I like, and I went, I'm kind of getting burnt out on regular old mediums and darks. Let me try me a light brew. Maybe the one I chose, maybe the difference between cold brewing it and hot brewing it, but it's almost like I'm drinking peanut butter juice. That's kind of the flavor profile I'm having right now. Yeah. And I'm not a huge peanut butter person anymore in life. I've kind of moved on from peanut butter, so I'm not enjoying this like I hoped I would. Not your fault. I'm just saying you're the inspiration behind me having a horrible cup of coffee this morning. Thanks, Josh.
That's an interesting flavor profile. Peanut butter water.
Yeah, it's not fun. So I'll probably be changing that out here first break. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know much about
it. I made an unpleasant noise, I know, over there when I took that sip, so I'm trying to explain myself. I wasn't commenting on your story. Sorry.
I have no idea about cold brew.
Yeah, that's roast. Me. I'm a cold brew dude.
But, roasting gets rid of the caffeine. So the less roasting, the more.
So I'll probably be geeking and jiving here pretty soon. I've also added another new little element to my morning. I've had it for a minute and just didn't really know how to approach it. And I talked to James Out, Grounded Extracts there. And I am going to try my first Best Earth today and see how that goes. So we'll all see. We'll all find out together. But I have like high hopes, hear nothing but great things. And if you go to the website there, which I'll drop in a minute, excellent reviews. So yeah, really excited. I'm going to be encatted today, it seems. She's already jumped up here 3 times. So if I suddenly type a bizarre message in chat, that would be from Rizzo. Huh. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie.
I wonder, okay, I just saw this article. Woman gored by bison at Yellowstone National Park in 3rd incident this year.
So the bison are apparently tired of the shit. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Well, it's a very large wild animal, and some of these people are trying to get within like 10 feet of
trying to get a selfie.
Photo.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
There's a bear. Hey, pull out my camera. It should keep things safe and straight. I have a real sore spot about this whole thing in general, just, fans in fuckification of nature. But after what I experienced at nature at Yellowstone, at Grand Canyon with those elks and the way they were with it was just, I don't know. I'm rambling about it, I guess, because it was just such an unexplainable experience. But those animals were from somewhere else. They're a higher plane of existence. That's the only thing I can say about what I felt. And so for people just to go into that place and fucking like the kid that got saved by the guy who got gored the other day, that story is probably part of this trend they're talking about. And I was thinking to myself, number one, it's your fucking kid, idiot fuck. It's your child that you're endangering. And number two, leave the animals alone. What is wrong with people? Sorry, it obviously is a spot for me. Walt, rant over. I'll mute up. You go ahead, Zach.
But yeah, I don't understand. When I saw a moose, when I was up in Guanella Pass in Colorado, I was terrified. I understand when you see a wild animal that big, you should be out. You shouldn't try to go, oh, hi, and go up there and try to pet it. Respect it. I was in awe. I was amazed by it, but I was very respectful of its space and knowing what it was doing. I wasn't about to take a step towards it at all, and I was like 30 yards away. I just don't understand what's going on in people's brains. It's a wild animal. It's not a big dog.
It's the narcissism. This is the byproduct of a televised society. You view everything through a screen. Nothing really happens to you. You're just watching it all. You don't get to deal with the consequences. You've seen hundreds of moose videos on the internet. What's the big deal? Just come over, walk up, take a picture. Because I think there's that separation, that they are not a part of the reality around them. It's the only thing I can think. It's this weird psychosis that comes from having to take in your information in 15-second intervals as it flashes by, brainwashes you. You don't have to accept responsibility or deal with any of the consequences of your actions because everything's moved on and your brain's already gone on to the next subject.
And they don't put them down, do they? With bison and stuff when that happens.
I can't imagine.
No, that would kind of be horrible. People are dumb, so the animals get punished for it. Yeah, I guess that's the 3rd one this year. I'm not sure how often that happens, but come on, people. Really? Big wild animal. Give it some space. And don't... I'm not going to get into animal stuff. I was going to say, don't turn your back. I don't know about bison, but bears don't like that for some reason. They look at you like food.
Sorry. I wasn't going to talk about bunnies anymore. But that's like a huge insult.
Turning your back on a bunny?
Mm-hmm. Or when a bunny turns their back to you.
Oh, snubbing you, huh?
It's crazy, the bunny behavior. I'm going to shut the fuck up. But I really appreciate the fact that Dixie brought bunnies into my life.
That is so awesome, man. So, New York Times article? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, what about the old Godstones there, guys?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. There's like all these crazy articles and that.
I was just kind of holding off on that one. There was something else I had meant to get to, and it got away from me, and I'm sure it'll come back around. But yeah. Oh, Brian Evans in chat is on top of it. There you go. Yeah.
What's your take? They got video of a car leaving, supposedly. They have video of the explosion, but nobody.
No clue who did it. Now, where the fuck did the video come from? Number one, that's what I really want to know, and I've done my best to source it because when I get a bone on these things, I chew until it's gnawed up, and I get that marrow out. Anyway, yeah, I've dug, and I've so far have no clue where the video has come from. It doesn't seem to be like a camera station somewhere.
Several.
It seems to have some movement to the camera, like someone else was filming it.
They have several cameras covering it from several angles.
Well, I saw two for sure, and it's just like, okay, so we got all this footage and no clue who did it. Yeah, okay, yeah, this wasn't done to set off a right nuts conspiracy wing crazy shit storm that we kind of already touched on behind the scenes when we were talking about it. You and I, Josh. Yeah, there's interesting stories being thrown into the mix about apparently candidates who are saying these were Satan stones and tied it into the pricker mentality and just all kind of fun shit. So
I want to know why it was destroyed like that day. Within hours, it was
that's
leveled.
the other thing about it is, from what I read in the first reports, it was simple, like surface shattering on one of the stones, and then suddenly it's imminent destruction. They have to take it down before it crumbles to the ground and kills people under it, because that's where people should or shouldn't be.
Well, there was 4 slabs, yeah. And one of them collapsed in on itself, apparently, from the pictures. It was like a big pile of rubble. And there were 3 others still standing, but I think the 2 on the sides were both kind of leaning out. So you didn't really want people walking under those huge, gigantic granite slabs on the off chance that they might shift and fall and crush somebody. So I can understand why they'd want it torn down.
Yeah,
but that was awfully quick.
Yeah.
That's like 9/11 destruction of evidence fast.
Exactly. Yep. That's how I'm seeing it. Cover it up, get it out of here, sweep it under the rug. I mean, don't they usually put up caution tape and they're doing forensics and trying to find out footprints and blah, blah, blah. And what? Yeah. I still haven't heard what kind of bomb was used. That's usually the first thing.
And then lightning talk is also, I see in chat people saying the same thing. Lightning was talked about in a few different.
I've seen that multiple people.
So that's just straight up hand to God, I guess, dealing with that. And see, that's another thing. The story was reported to me by Shell saying, oh, here's this going on. And her sister had told her and had how did she describe it? She was spooked by it, but was kind of sad about it. And I'm like, why are you sad? And then as I read other things, including a family there apparently close to the place whose land this is part of, who apparently have a YouTube channel, and it's tied into what they do there. They tour it to people, they tour people that come out there to it, and kind of it helps their channel, helps their livelihood, I'm guessing. And further digging, it seems this family has a channel that is connected to encouraging people to live off the land, grow their own food, that kind of thing. So again, I don't understand enlightened people being ever excited about these stuff. So when I was still like in the 80s, when this was like first being talked about, it was nothing but a gut feeling of like, yeah, that's not good shit. That's bad, evil shit going on there. And then fast forward to, more awakening, more and finding out what all these things mean, alignments, suddenly there's blood on top, all the shit we found out. It was never a good thing to me. Nothing about them ever rang good. So I don't understand people who got that warm, cozy feeling and are upset about their being gone. I don't get it. Of course, I don't get most of what people think and feel, but yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some videos, and there was a storm. I mean, there was lightning strikes that took place around that area. There is a lightning tracker society that it's like a rough guesstimate. I mean, knowing exactly where lightning strikes unless you see it and actually are there, it's really hard to determine the exact location of a lightning strike. But there were some in the area, right around it. None that were predicted to have happened right above the guidestones, but there were some like a couple miles off, right around.
And see, from what I know, or not know, from what I've seen and over the years playing with lightning, especially out there in Oregon where it's a rare phenomena, I thought they could track that shit pretty close. There's actually a tracker. You can see where the lightning's hitting. Anyway, sorry. I'm sure I'm confused about that.
Asking me about this, so I've been looking for videos. I want to see what happens when lightning hits granite. If anybody can find a video of a tombstone or something,
right.
I've seen it hit asphalt and creating a 15-foot hole. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that lightning does not have the power to do this. I absolutely believe lightning is like one of the most powerful strikes, in nature. That's an instant, like a bomb almost. And I've seen it blow up trees. And it left a 15-foot crater in a street. So, some lightning strikes are weak and some are very, very, very strong. So it all really depends. They're not all the same. And most people don't realize if you see.
Well, listen to that sneaky ass music.
That's crazy. I don't know. That blast radius that I saw in those pictures, and the explosion coming from the base, not the top, makes me think that it wasn't lightning. This music's a little hot. Stick around. We'll be right back after these brief messages.
Number 3. Life is worthwhile if you stay. You got to learn to hang in there. You've got to learn to stay from spring till fall. Many people plant in the spring and leave in the summer. They're gone. First hot day. I thought sure John had lasted a month. Where is he? I don't know. Somebody said boo, and he quit. Where is he? I don't know. I'd see, to win, you got to learn to stay. Just because you're behind in the first quarter, you can't leave. You got to learn to stay and hang in there. Guy builds a foundation. And then he walks off, wanders away, and builds another foundation. He never stays. He puts up the walls and puts on the roof. You got to learn to stay, hang in there.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. By Christine, great for heart palpitations. By Anne, before I started using this product, every afternoon, my ankles and my hands would be swollen. That doesn't happen anymore. So if that part of their advertising is true, I have to assume that the rest of it is also. Not to mention that when I had my yearly blood test, only a few weeks after beginning to use this product, my cholesterol had dropped over 30 points. I'm going to continue to take it. By Croc, I love this product. It really works. By Brad, works great, thank you. Tell us your story. Get your Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendivite.
For millennia, mankind has been searching for answers to the big questions, such as, where did the universe come from? Where did we come from? Why are we here? Are we alone? And just what the heck is the Sasquatch all about? I can't promise you answers, and neither can the Woo Crew, but they invite you to join them Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, midnight in the UK, for Freaky Friday, exclusively on Truth Frequency Radio. Spirituality, multiverse, quantum mechanics, the occult, and so much conspiracy analysis that it will make your mind melt. Take my word for it. Freaky Friday. It's more than a show. It's a way of life. I'm Stephen Hawking, and I am proud to be a Wookiee.
Real people, real radio. Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Well, pitter patter, let's get at her.
And welcome back. Second half of the first half of the Ironworks kicking off right now. Josh, Walt, Zach hanging out with you this morning.
In a much better place. I have dispensed with the peanut butter water. Moved on. I'll have to see about another try. I'll give it a couple shots. I'll try anything twice. 3 times if I like it. Anyway. So yeah, we're back in the Stones, and yeah, no clue, really. I mean, no clue. There's some interesting theories there in chat, but as I try to collect them for the show notes later, the show description, I think CERN getting the right timeline going again there from Robert Page. I think that gets my vote. I like that one. I like that one. Excuse me. Before we get back to the Stones, or before we get on to something else, something I did come back while I was running to get coffee. What I was trying to get to in the first part before we get into more serious things and dispense with a bit of silliness. So I play games, and you play games, and we all play games, and we've been trying to play games together, and we finally made that happen here amongst the Iron Rim team, which in all of our 8 years has only been within the last year of that happening. Truly, me and Zach kind of started it. Now we got Josh in the mix, and now we move that out, and there are some people in chat, friends of ours, who have tiptoed their way around us and gotten into the mix with us gaming. As hard as that is for my technically improficient ass, because I haven't been computer gaming except for the time you've heard me talking about it with Zach, and it's just a new thing for me. So, you know, in my days, it was a console. You plug it in as a friends list. If you don't meet them through a game on that friends list, or you know Joe down the street and you get his gamer tag, you don't really know how to connect with people. And now, not only are there a million ways to do it, most of those apps are super unwieldy. Up until and including yesterday, I was struggling to find a picture that Jaron had sent me in the chat to our video. Anyway, so I just don't want anyone in chat who I reached out and said, hey, let's game, and yet that's not happened nearly as much as I thought it would, and I wanted it to, and I hope, you know, again, I hope I haven't hurt anybody's feelings or made anybody feel like I haven't jumped in there to game with you. Like last night when I got on one more time to play for the last second, boom, there was Zombie Snoop. Except we weren't actually friended anywhere else except in that game, so I had no way to speak to him and say, hey, I'm going to play one game and then go to bed because we have a 4 a.m. show. And again, I felt like I could have interacted better if it was something I knew how to do better. So please understand, I'm completely clueless most of the time when I'm trying to contact people in these games. And now that there's a separate app for this and another app for that, and yeah, it really gets unwieldy for me. So that being said, I'm going to give, what was that, Zach? I'm sorry.
We'll be like, yeah, we'll be back in like a half hour, and we don't come back.
And life gets in the way, right? And then I'll do that to these guys. I'll tell them like, hey, I'm going to the bathroom, and they won't see me until 2 days later. You know, it happens with my family. Something comes in, you know, it just happens. Life happens. Game is left on. I'm in chat. I mean, I'm away from keyboard. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is put in the chat, in the show notes, I'm going to put the, is it the Discord? Yeah, Discord name, and apparently there's a hashtag number I have to include. And that's, from what I understand, the best way to talk to me while I'm playing a game with you for now. I'm probably wrong, but so far that's what's working for me. And I'll give that to you, Zombie, so that when I see you on there next time, I can say, hey, let's play. And I've seen you there, Andrew. And I've played with Brian. And so we're going to make this happen. It's just my ineptitude, making it really more difficult than it probably should be when my nephew makes it seem like it's all second nature to him. And it is to him, you know. So anyway, so it'll happen. I'm going to drop that in a minute when I go find out what it is, because even though I had it last night, I have completely forgotten what that number is. So give me a minute.
We here at IRM do have a Discord server somewhere. I would have to dig it up. We started a Discord server once upon a time, many, many years ago.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday, actually.
Yeah.
I'm a member of it, I believe.
Yeah, it stays pretty quiet over there.
I will pull out the... Can I share this?
I would think so. I'm popping it open real quick just to see if I could do the same. Just in case anybody's on Discord and gets curious.
And there you go. I found it. I'm going to say it over the air, and then I'm going to put it in chat. It is Spacebones 777, which is pretty much my gamer thing. Spacebones 777. And then there's a hashtag 9291. So find me there, and I'll do my best to make it work out.
I am Good Times for All, just like I am here on YouTube. That's everywhere. I'm Good Times for All.
And the problem is I'd already signed up to a lot of emails that were my Facebones 777 email, Twitter, Gmail, all those things way before I started doing
Flat
Earth thing. So that's why the Flat Earth Head is now a later thing that's on some of these launchers, the Epic one, whatever. And again, that makes it more complicated for me, and probably for people trying to find me. But I've yet to figure out how to consolidate all that easily, or change it without changing everything in my life on my computer. You know, Google has our soul. Thank you, Google. You are powerful. All right. I'll put it in chat now and shut up about it. Moving on.
Did you know that today, July 8th, timeanddate.com.
Yes. I found that out literally as I was getting ready for the show this morning.
They claim 99% of the population of Earth will be in some sort of direct or sunlight.
99% of the Earth's population will have sunlight of some form on them
simultaneously
today. Unitedly, vocabulatedly. Anyway,
vocabulatedly, yeah, all at the same time. That 83%
ballers
actually see daylight. Then you get into civil twilight, 7%, nautical twilight, 6%, astronomical twilight, 3%, which leaves 1% will be in nighttime. But the astronomical and the nautical twilight are kind of like nighttime, but it's just being able to still see the light of the sun. It doesn't look like daytime, but you can still see remnants of the sun in the sky. That's what those mean. So 99% of the population will be able to, see the sun coming or going or right overhead all at the same time. That's pretty wild. I think Australia, New Zealand, and parts of Southeast Asia are the only ones that will be in the light.
Hori Sheet there says Twitter is blowing up with Flat Earth comments on the Weather Channel's Twitter about this, apparently. I'll need to hop over there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Apparently, Liz got a black screen with that Discord link, Josh, that you dropped. Let's see what I get.
Strange.
No, it went to the Flat Earth Friday Fringe cast. It's actually what it's titled. Wow, that's a flashback.
That tells you how long ago it was we set up the Discord.
And I'm not even a member. I'm having to accept the invite, so that tells you how how I hated Discord. People, I hate Discord to this day, and I despised it in the early days. Wow, look at those old T-shirt designs. Epic. Josh flashed me back. All right, I'm there, buddy. I'm in your crew.
Okay.
But yeah, Liz, it could be a country blocking it thing. I don't know. Ross House. What's up, brother? I see you popping in.
Shout out to Ross. Ross has currently found 4 walls and a roof and is currently living comfortably.
Nice, brother.
So shout out to Ross and enjoying his newfound domestication.
Well, so Ross says it's due to the locality and dispersion of the population. It won't be 99% of the actual plane of the Earth. And I was thinking that most likely was how they were mathematically tinkering this into a clickable headline. Indeed. I keep getting weird noises. I must have left the Discord open.
That's me. Mine's open too. It's just because we have people.
And see, this also speaks to a lot of why I don't. I grew up in an old age. Sit down, kids. Let Grandpa tell you a story. So a phone would ring on the wall, and I would look at that and I would decide, am I in a mood to have someone else's energy in my life right now? Or is my energy where I want it to be, and I'm not really wanting a frequency of someone else's energy interfering with mine at the moment? And I could decide to not answer that phone. And you know what? I'm old enough to have a time period when it didn't have a fucking answering machine connected to it. And there was no star 69. I wouldn't even know who called, let alone if it was important or, And that was a choice I was free to make as a person, a soul, a human being. And as time progressed, it became expected of me to answer every text, every call, every beep, blop, bloop, blip on every device and everything that moves and shakes my phone and my soul. Again, I'm an old fucker and I'm set in my ways. I'm trying. So again, forgive me if I don't immediately answer everyone's beeps, bleeps, and boops. And I'm about to turn off Discord. So I'll see y'all later there.
Shout out to Vertec there in chat. I do the same thing. I have a hard time finding the emotional space for all of this digital bullshit. I just can't seem to care enough to want to answer everything. As much as I love the people that are sending me texts
right, and it's
and messages.
Not the people, it's the fucking interface that annoys me to the point of aggravation. Thank you, Josh. You finally made it make sense. Because that's why I was apologizing earlier, because I feel like they feel like I'm not being as responsive as I should be. And it's simply, I hate the device. I hate the whole system of having to do it that way. I wish you were in this fucking room and we could get a hug on, have a bowl, and play a fucking game together. But it's not that way. So again, I'll shut up and mute right up.
Yep.
Brian Evans is with me. He's stuck on old tech too. Thank you, Brian. Why do they call it Discord? I wondered that from the first instant because that's all it ever caused in my life.
Yep.
Thank you. And I would joke with the Pokemon people. Oh, here's my Discord. I'm like, dude, Flat Earth people can't get me on Discord. You think I'm going to do it for these blips on my fucking screen? Not going to happen. I think I'm in one Pokemon group on Discord, which I don't play anymore. I'm sorry, Pokemoners. That's not peanut water.
Shout out to Seeking Star Water as well.
Star Water, peanut butter water.
She totally agrees with you. Bob.
She agrees, right? That's what's up, girl. Oh man.
So, a beach in Michigan.
Wait, what?
on 4th of July, right? Because an unruly group of people got into an altercation. There was pushing and shoving. No fist even thrown. Pushing and shoving. They kicked 200 people out of the beach and closed it down. Does that make any sense? Because 20 people were acting unruly and were drinking. There was drinking involved, and that's not allowed on the beach, and blah, blah, blah. And 20 infractions were handed out. And okay, so you tell those 20 people to leave. You don't close the beach because there was an altercation on the beach. That's, oh, we got to shut down school. There was a fight at lunch. Time to close the school down because some kids got into a fight, a brawl. I mean, does that just not sound ridiculous? Am I being tired or a grumpy old man or something? Doesn't that dumb? Shutting down a whole beach?
Depends on the size of the beach, I suppose. Depends on how many other people were there. You said 200 people booted because 10%.
Yeah, it's a state park. It's a big beach. On the 4th of July. That's just... And I mean, there weren't even punches thrown. They said they were pushing and shoving.
So I think what may be happening here is big picture. The size of force that would be needed to quell 20 people being brought en masse down to the beach makes for a pretty shitty PR. Especially if 20 people turns into 40 people, turns into 80 people, turns into 160 people. And pretty soon not everybody wants to leave the beach. And now you've got a standoff between your large police force and beachgoers. I don't know. I could see
how just seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a fight. Nobody, it's young people in their 20s. This happened every day at the beach. I saw fights. I mean, we went to the beach all the time when we were 18, 19. That was a place we could go and drink and do things that, you know, and be social. And there was fights all the time. There were some idiots fighting somewhere on the beach. Now, these were all public. These weren't state parks. These were just beaches. I don't even know how they're, yeah. We used to go to beaches where actually it was like private beaches. You'd have to know somebody that lived in the area, and we'd go park at their house and then walk down to the beach. So yeah, I don't know. But that just sounds, I don't know, crazy to me. Shutting down a beach because of a fight. I don't get it.
It does
Maybe
seem
I'm
a
old.
little overreactive, but that may be it too. It may just be part of the climate. Again, all those people.
I know I'd be upset if I drove like 3 hours to get there. I'm sure there were some of those people. Well, yeah, I guess there's places in Michigan you'd have to drive 3 hours to get there. I don't know. I'm old, I guess. So there's some space lettuce, but it's not even worth mentioning. There's asteroids out there. There's a comet. They think they know the temperature of the universe now.
Because
I mean,
Sorry, I'm just catching up in chat. Iron Horse asking if we talked about the stones. Yeah, we did, brother, a little earlier. If you have a theory to throw in there, let us know. I'm going to put them in the show descriptions. Everybody's pet theory about it. So, but yeah, it seems like there was something. Let me go catch the pile here. Damn it. I know it's here somewhere. There's the pile. I thought that was an interesting thing that you had dropped in chat. In the pile there this morning, Josh.
Oh yeah, I need to get that up on the screen.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Man, there was a story and it was like, aha, and I don't see it. I know I dropped it this morning. It was this morning too. Oh, there it is. It didn't actually put a picture up. Okay, I found it. We'll get to that in a minute. You go on with this craziness that you're having going on there.
Let me see if I can get her loaded up in there. I thought it was pretty interesting too. We have a gigantic man-made lake that powers a hydroelectric dam here in Missouri. Where the fuck did I put that? And things can get kind of crazy in some places on the Lake of the Ozarks. Kids like to go down there and party, and it's a giant lake. There's lots of little coves and places to get crazy and good times to be had by all. So this kind of caught my eye when I saw this come through. I'm pretty sure it was Facebook. I don't know. Probably what the hell is what I'd be looking at. Let's see if I can't put that up on screen. Show it. Here we are. Yes. This emergency action order as issued through Ozark County Sheriff's Department, effective July 7th, 2022, to all of the Ozark County Sheriff's Office employees. As of today's date, I, Sheriff Cass Martin, am enacting an emergency order. This order is due to the current state of the economy and the budget we must work within. As of today, we will not be seeking traffic violations. We will only be answering calls of violent, misdemeanor, and felony cases. Any crime that does not fall within the listed guidelines will have to be taken care of via the phone or walk-in. I make this order under necessity to be able to help stay within the confines of our current budget. This order will stay in effect until such time as the emergency of funding for fuel, all services and goods come to a reasonable rate so that we may stay within the confines of our current budget. This is not anything I could foresee when taking an oath of office as Sheriff of Ozark County, and this is not an action I take lightly and will work diligently to find a remedy for. Signed, Sheriff Cass Martin. Just yesterday.
Yeah, crazy.
It seems really strange, though, that they're not going to be seeking traffic violations.
Yeah, that was the thing that stood out to me as well. Because that's their sucking income. So yeah.
What did you say, Zach?
I was like, yeah, that's their revenue generation.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. That's their income. So yeah, that's nuts. That don't make any sense. That all doesn't make sense.
Parnelli Jones on the way to work today. For any of you old race fans out there who know who that is. He was the guy who figured out that if you turn your wheel back and forth real fast while you're driving on the track, it keeps your tires warmer, like on pace laps and stuff like that. And in the caution, it'll keep your tires nice and hot so they'll stick to the track more and they won't get cold and, you won't slide. You'll stay sticky. Parnelli Jones. Old race car driver. I don't know why that came out, but all that useless information I have stuck up in here. Got to get it out every once in a while. We are slowly coming up to the break. I've seen like 3 or 4 different articles with massive fish die-offs now. Some in lakes, some at oceans. 3 different ones, though, I've seen articles of 3 different places. One was like Michigan. One was out on the ocean, and I didn't see where the other one was. Yeah, I'm not sure. Uh-oh. This is from the Sun. I'm not going to click on it, not going to look into it, but the View execs ripped as fans spot infuriating detail about Whoopi in new pic. Yeah, I see her standing there holding something in her hand, wearing a shirt, and not really smiling. It's like a smile frown. But I don't see anything to get infuriated about. I'm sure there's people out there that do some crazy reason. But I'm not going to click into the article. I don't care.
What time? We may not have time for that because that reminded me of something I saw too. Completely. Shit. We'll put it on the other side of the break because we're like a minute or two away here. I have closed everything. Did I really close the whole call? No, I thought I did. I was closing a picture, and usually that's when I close the call. But yeah, we're a minute away from the break. 45 seconds or so. Yeah, I saw something on the way in last night or to bed last night that was kind of one of those stories of like, well, why is this upsetting people either way, one side or the other? And I'll find the story because I didn't drop it, I see. But we are closely approaching the last part of the second half of the first part, and we're going to get through that commercial over to the first part of the second half of I tried, Josh. I tried.
You did good. You nailed it. It. You know, I don't even have the vault open. Maybe I should. That way I have some idea of timing. That'd be good too.
I just opened mine. That's exactly
see, look, this actually should be
woke
music
up on the
playing
same side of the bed this morning. I don't hear music.
Oh, it's quiet, and we're talking over it. That's why. If you guys stick around, we got more coming up for the second half of the Ironworx right here, Truth Frequency Radio, TFRlive.com. We'll be right back.
This is iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio makes you want to move.
When you have a great melody, a song
That's right.
Instantly connected.
I love it when the beat goes.
Did you know you can listen to Truth Frequency Radio on iHeartRadio? Just download the app to your smartphone, or smart TV and get the best of TFR wherever you are.
iHeartRadio.
I'll see you there.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. Expression goes, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. We'll find out. Been a long day for y'all. I just finished the last meeting. I made it clear to President Putin. I told him, corn pop was a bad dude. Bottom line is, I told President Putin, I got hairy legs. After 2 hours there, we looked at each other like, okay, what next? You've heard me say this before again and again. I'm going to keep saying it. Come on, man. I made it clear. Well, I tell you what, I'm following the rules, man. This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. I did what I came to do. We'll find out. This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. Expression goes, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. We'll find out. Biden said he'd invade Russia. You know, that was a joke. This is not a kumbaya moment. Let's hug and love each other. Folks, look, I caught part of President Putin's press conference. I told him, come on, man. I'm going to keep saying it. Come on, man. And so it was kind of after well, anyway, this is about why I say what I say, do what I do. I did what I came to do. We'll find out. We'll find out. This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. Expression goes, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. We'll find out.
Да, я думаю, что для всех очевидным является тот факт, что президент Байден, когда конкретно там завтра, послезавтра, это вопрос для коллеги на рабочем уровне определяться с составом этих делегаций. Не было никакой враждебности, наоборот, наша встреча происходила. Я думаю, ничего сложного не скажу. Это будет понятно. Торговые отношения, да. Еще говорили о сотрудничестве в Арктике.
This is about why I say what I say, do what I do. I did what I came to do. We'll find out.
Wherever you are, make it TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
Thank God it's Friday.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Happy Friday, my friend.
Hi, this is Alan. I like Ironworx because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that Ironworx with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the Ironworx on TFR.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the planet. To the show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to The Ironworx with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the Ironworx and become an Iron Scout.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll just leave it with that. Welcome back to the second half of the Ironworx. That is truthfrequencyradio.com, TFRlive.com.
And other places.
And other places, Rockfin, Odyssey, DLive, YouTube. Don't think we're
even on the Twitters.
I don't know. I think we should still.
Oh,
be
you
on
haven't
Twitter.
done that?
Well,
That's
I have
fine.
to sacrifice one of the locations.
Oh, I didn't know we had a limit. I thought we were just all powerful, encompassing, Octopi, radio. Anyway, that's fine. We'll give them a taste someday. They've had us for years. We need to give everybody else a chance.
Okay. They got me. I clicked on it.
What was it? Oh, that's
Whoopi was standing in the front center. Yep.
And?
Yeah, that's it. Enraged because they're putting the most famous people in the front center spotlight.
What? You mean people with top billing in their contract get billed on the top? What?
I mean, the headliner plays last? That's not fair. Oh, these people. Oh, my goodness.
You mean they're marketing recognizable faces and names? What?
Yeah, because they don't like Whoopi. Because Whoopi's not good. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't like her either, but that's the stupidest complaint I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Brain cells and go look at something that actually means something. Don't waste your time typing out something to complain about Whoopi Goldberg standing in the front of a freaking picture. Oh, good Lord. Is it really that upsetting? Does it? I mean, I understand that you don't like Whoopi Goldberg. I don't like the dude either. No, I'm joking. But
So I was not even going to do it. I almost did it, and I did. Well, the one that I saw last night is all around the band Disturbed. I don't hate Disturbed. I don't know. I like some of their stuff. The first album I enjoyed a little bit. A couple later, it was a song or three I liked. There's some stuff. And then the recent version of Silence, what is it? Sound of Silence with Miles Kennedy live. That's amazing. Anyway, so apparently the guitar player, Dan Donegan, has a new guitar. The new guitar says, "Fuck cancel culture" on it in a font very reminiscent of Coca-Cola's trademark. And so his buddy there, David Drummond, the lead singer, hopped on Twitter and showed a picture of it, which I'll pop up here in a second. Showed a picture of it, and well, I am now completely lost. I hit too many things. And on Twitter saying he was proud of his bandmate or something, and it caused this big controversy. Now, I think this is all just a bunch of bullshit in the biggest sense of the word. Fuck it all is how I say fuck cancel culture. And I don't know which side of it he's on. I mean, to me, it's all a big fucking just joke. Who was it? J.K. Rowling got canceled. What? She just made a like couple $1 trillion deal just not too many weeks back. Dave Chappelle got his ass canceled so bad he had 4 Netflix specials. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of bullshit. But the fact that this is, everybody's all in arms about it is just more of this, what you just clicked on. Exactly. Bullshit for bullshit's sake. And yet here we are putting it on the air like dumbasses. So I'll shut right up.
Well, somebody has to point out the ludicrousness of just the opinion, just the what is getting these people so riled up.
Right? There it is. Copyright Dan Donegan. Yeah, there it is. There's the picture that's got everybody all upset. This guitar, which is, you do your thing, buddy. Anyway, I'll stop sharing. I'll share that with the
people walking down the road carrying signs saying "My governor sucks cock." Hey, people can put "fuck cancel culture" on their guitar. I mean, that's freedom of expression, freedom of speech. That's what this country is founded on. If you have an opinion, if you have a belief and you'd like to share it and scream it from the rooftops, and it doesn't involve inciting violence, you're allowed to do so. That's what's great about this country. If you choose to be 600 pounds and fill yourself with food nonstop, you have the right to do so. You can be obese in this country and nobody's going to put you on a diet. It's freedom. We have that.
And you
right
also
here.
have the freedom to turn the fucking channel if you're not happy, or close that page or whatever else. That's what I don't get about all this crap. Oh.
Well, yeah, that's a safe space mentality that's been created with these. Like when we were raised, it was sticks and stones, right? Words are just words. Now it's everybody has to have this shield up to defend themselves from these hurtful and hateful words that are somehow hurting you. No, it's called being an adult and being able to just turn your head and walk away and not listen to it anymore. Oh, there was an argument between two woke people over a car accident in Portland, Oregon, the wokest city in the
Woke Central, yes, sir.
and not one word about the accident. They were arguing about, you're white, go back to your, well, you told me to go back to my country. Well, you're a colonizer, blah, blah, blah. And they were arguing about all the stupid woke bullshit. It was like two globe trolls arguing, but not about the globe, about stupid nonsense. Oh, it was hilarious. It was like a 5-minute argument fight. They're screaming at each other's faces, not mentioning the car accident once. They were in a car accident. It happens. But one was white, one was Hispanic, one was a man, one was a woman. So there was all these differences in their ideological minds that they could just sit there and throw all these different things at each other and not talk about the actual thing that happened. Sorry.
That'd be my
Love
advice for either of them would be don't talk about the accident. You can talk about anything else you want, but as your attorney, I'd advise you not to speak about the accident. I'm not an attorney, nor do I play one anywhere ever.
Oh, it was just crazy, just ridiculous. Yeah, it's weird watching these people act the way they do.
Well, they might be getting on camera somewhere, so they have to play it up. Oh, speaking of actors, damn it. My brother told me yesterday, James Caan passed away. And I was really upset. I mean, not like to the point of tears, but it really upset me more than I ever thought it would have, because he's one of those guys who's just a guy's guy actor. I don't know. He's just, a lot of people know him from Godfather, naturally. Some of the older guys in the audience, people in the audience. And then some of the younger people in the audience might know him as Will Ferrell's dad from the movie Elf. That was Jimmy Caan. But my personal favorite role ever of his is the role of Frank in a movie called Thief. Michael Mann's directorial debut. I think he wrote it as well. Amazing movie. If you've never seen it, dig it up. It's worth $1, whatever it'll cost you to rent it somewhere. Thief. James Caan.
Oh,
Great
shit. Okay.
movie.
Yeah, I've
Great
seen him
movie.
in 100 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, he's all over the place. Great movie, Thief, though. For
That
sure.
guy in the Adam Sandler movie with Damon Wayans.
I don't watch much Adam Sandler anymore, so I missed that one.
Oh, what was that? I saw that one completely shit-faced in the theater.
There you go.
I snuggled a 6-pack of beer and 3 beers in each boot, my cowboy boots, into the theater. I remember that very well, but just bits and pieces of like a shootout in the bathroom or something. There was some really weird. What the hell was the name of that movie? Adam Sandler and Damon Wayans. It'll come.
1996.
What was it?
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof. Sure as shit.
Yeah, you know, actually, now that it does ring a bell. I may have seen that in an altered state as well, Josh.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. Those two were good together. I was hoping they were going to do more movies after that. I don't know if they didn't like each other or what, but I liked that movie. I thought they were a good duo together. And Adam Sandler wasn't like
stupid.
Like, yeah, like out there ridiculously stupid funny. He was actually, he played like a normal person. I think that might have been one of his first roles as playing a normal human being and not like the Water Boy or one of those.
Probably right.
Yeah. 96. Yeah, that's probably right. Because he was just getting out of all of his really, really wacky, crazy roles that he had played.
Yeah, that had to have been late in the year in 96.
Yeah, after Happy Gilmore and all those were, yeah.
Well, I graduated boot camp in August. So if I was able to go to the theater, that means I wasn't in boot camp anymore, but I was still definitely in the Marine Corps. So I had to have been late in the year, sometime after August, probably October, November, December, something like that. That's crazy. That's a long ass time ago. 1996. I graduated high school in 1996.
That's the year my son was born. Yeah. Quite a year.
So, Activision, Blizzard.
Uh-huh.
I've played Activision games probably since I was like 5, 6 years old. Probably since they came out. I know they were on the original Nintendo.
Yes, sir.
So their staff announced walkout to protest Roe versus Wade reversal.
Okay.
Now, I'm all for protesting and this and that and yada, yada, yada. But do it on your own time. I mean, is this legal? Can you just walk out of work and protest of something that the government's doing?
Fuck yeah, you can.
But
I mean, you're
can you
better
be-
off starting your protest at the unemployment line, but don't expect you get to have your fucking job. But you can totally walk out of your job whenever the fuck you want for whatever reason. Absolutely. Let them dumb bastards do it.
That's what I'm saying. What is wrong with these people? They're saying because of blah, 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 we want our demands met so we can get paid to go travel and abort our babies and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's on you. That's your private life. If you want to do that, you can go do that. But they're wanting Activision to pay for everything because of healthcare this, healthcare that, healthcare this. I don't.
On an unrelated note, please check out Activision.com/careers for more information.
Yeah. I think there might be an opening here pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. In other gaming news, I'd already told Zach and my family about the fact that as of July 13th, it will be an official year since Red Dead Online has gotten any real downloadable content, while its sister game, GTA 5, a game that is 8 years old, gets updates about once every month, 2 months. There's always new shit. People have tried everything. There was the clown movement back in 2020 trying to bring attention to people dressed up like clowns in game and tried to bring attention to the fact that the game was being ignored while it had huge potential as an amazing award-winning, critically acclaimed, praised by the online community game was being completely ignored by its makers in light of the fact that they could convince 15-year-old kids to buy shark cards by allowing griefers to go in and destroy their world every 5 seconds so they could have not collect anything, make any money, so that mommy would buy them a shark card. Anyway, sorry, I'm a little bitter. Well, as of July 13th, the online community had planned on everybody dressing up in their best duds in game, logging on to Red Dead, bidding best duds. Everybody would meet up and have a funeral for this game on the anniversary of its abandonversary. And then yesterday, apparently, even though that clown movement, the Save Red Dead Online movement, none of that got a response at all from Rockstar. At all. No response. Yesterday, after the funeral made the headlines, Rockstar finally put out a community update in which they talk about all their amazing plans for GTA 5 and the upcoming updates for the GTA 5 Advanced and Enhanced and all these new things for this 8-year-old game. And in the last part of it all, they say they would like to thank the Red Dead Online community for our continued support and dedication. And however, the past few years, they've been putting more development resources towards the next entry in the Grand Theft series and wanting to exceed players' expectations. They've kind of, put their resources towards that. And as a result, they are in the process of making some changes to how they support Red Dead Online. Changes? Well, they haven't done anything. Anyway, firstly, they're going to let everybody know it's a great world. Enjoy what you got, essentially, is what it says here. And then after that, it basically says we're going to build upon existing modes and add new Telegram missions. We hated the Telegram missions. rather than delivering major themed content updates like in previous years. And we will continue to highlight and share the creative efforts of the Red Dead community. But essentially, yeah, you're not getting shit coming up. So your game is now dead. And even though we're a company that has major resources, we're not going to put any of those resources towards this amazing game. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. So it's dead. They have killed the game. Oh, but they would also like to thank the community for their continued support and their constructive feedback they've received up to this point, and hope we keep it coming. Fuckers. Sorry, I'm bitter.
Yeah. Ridiculous. I mean, in my opinion, I've told you this before, Walt. Best video game ever made.
Period. Ever. The world is amazing. What they could have done with it. We could have owned ranches. We could have had train robberies. We could have had. Oh my god. Anyway,
How many did it take? You'd be like, "Yep, he's playing Red Dead."
Oh yeah, where's Zach? Oh, he's playing Red Dead. And he's just sitting in the field watching the deer. He's not playing. Well, it's awesome. Do that.
I was just going around looking at the scenery because it was just like, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, it was an amazing game, and they have other games like you were saying that aren't nearly as good. It's all about death and destruction and looting and drug dealing and all this kind of stuff. Nope, we're going to keep adding on to that stuff. And this game that's, it can be violent and horrible and stuff like that, but it's so peaceful and nice at the same time, if you want it to be. It's just a shame. It really is.
Yeah, it really is. And I don't think anybody since EA has mishandled a line of games like this. Anyway. Apparently, Corey's been enjoying it in VR. Nice. I bet that would be brain breaking. Man, I just saw it. I didn't put the story up. I should have. There's some new 3D 360 super camera. Damn it. It's amazing. Apparently, it's going to be the next way to suck your brain out of your head into the VR world. And I thought immediately about our good buddy, Stan. Miss you, brother.
Absolutely.
Let me see if I can find that story while you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Shout out to Z Proxy. Still puts out the occasional video from time to time.
Did you see Starlink satellites? They're complaining, Starlink is, about 5G because their satellites won't work if you have a 5G tower near you. We've been rolling out 5G for how long now? Pretty hardcore. Never thought to test that maybe before, like, hey, there's this new thing coming out that they're planning to cover the whole earth with. Maybe we should make our software compatible or at least usable once that's turned on. Just a thought. Let's make sure that our things work if there's other electronic components being used in the area. I mean, that's just research and development. You're supposed to plan this stuff out. Not, oh, look, we can do this. It's not going to work in any places where there's, a light bulb turned on. But let's just start selling it to people. And we'll tell them that later, a couple years down the road. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's not going to work if you have a 5G tower near you. Like they're just figuring this out now. I mean, who is in charge of this stuff? So, yeah, I don't think the whole Starlink thing I don't even think it's going to, in 5 years, it'll be gone.
What completely. If it wasn't done out of ignorance? But rather wisdom and knowledge of things to come.
How much money do you think they made already? I bet quite a bit. For people who have got their Starlink satellite setup thing. They don't even have the hardware yet. Yep. And they've paid money into it. Yeah. That's wild. So we got a couple minutes here, and we'll be heading into the second half of the second half. Or how do you say it?
Get it, Zach.
That's it. Sounds good to me.
All right.
But no, it's not really almost. Oh, it is really almost done. Wow. Okay.
2 minutes. Minute and a half.
Oh, I'm not going to click into it, but I gotta read it.
I'll do it.
Key building blocks for life discovered in cloud near center of our galaxy. One more time for the cheap seats. You might not have heard. Key building blocks for life discovered in cloud near center of our galaxy.
That's a really long straw they have, I guess.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing how they're finding elements. What element is, what would you say, about 300 light years away, or how far are we from the center of our...
Like a trillion miles, a quadrillion, a zentontillion.
Way more than a trillion. What is it, 5 trillion miles for 1 light year? In a trillion seconds? Any of you out there know? All you David Weiss fans? How long is a trillion seconds? 31,000.
25,800 light years away to a black hole which sits in the center of our galaxy. So where's this cloud exactly?
Yeah. Oh, we saw it, and we know what's in it. We know what elements make it up. We're good.
Right next to the black hole.
Oh, the supermassive black hole is right next to that cloud. That, is there spaghettification there?
Sausage and starch.
Sausage and starch.
You got it. Only here, ladies and gentlemen. Only here. Stick around. Who knows what the fuck we've got coming up on the other side of the break and this loud ass music. Love you guys. We'll be right back.
There was a time when I used to make $60,000 a year. And all my friends made around the same amount of money. I read the book and I said, okay, instead of acting like I make 60K, I'm going to act like I make 100K. And I'm going to do the things necessary to make the 100K. 6 months later, 120K. 6 months later, 180K. 6 months later, $250,000. It changed the way I was thinking about things. And because I was thinking about things differently, I operated differently. I walked differently. I dressed differently. I talked differently. I got around different people because I was ready for success. I was thinking ahead. I was thinking positive. And I was dreaming big, dreaming of being this colossal sized influence in people's lives. And I'm on that journey now, piece by piece, day by day.
From the dawn of man, we have turned to nature to help attain balance within ourselves. But somewhere, we lost our way. Western culture is once again remembering the healing benefits of CBD, the non-psychoactive component of the hemp plant. That's why more and more people who use CBD report relief from inflammation and chronic pain, balanced blood sugar and cardiovascular system, relief from muscle tensions, tremors, migraines, headaches, anxiety, depression, and the list goes on. The big question is, where do you get it? iLife is a 99% pure CBD oil made with all organic ingredients, and it's available to TFR listeners worldwide. If you use coupon code TFR at checkout, you'll get $5 towards your order. Head on over to iLife.com now. That's AYA life.com.
True initiation is an inward journey. It's a spiritual path that is totally inward. It has nothing to do with anything external to you.
I want to determine if the Grand Architect is indeed what I believe it to be, which is the artificial intelligence.
The initiatory path is one of self-discovery and self-revealing. It's not a journey that someone can hold your hand through.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you through the steps of initiation. Remember, you are divinity.
Step Beyond the Veil with Chris and Sherry Geo. Fridays and Saturdays, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
You are now tuned into the truth frequency.
Your protection from deception.
TFR.
Truth Frequency Radio.
All right, Ramblers, let's get rambling.
And welcome back to the fourth and final segment of the Ironworks. Kicking off right now. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. I reckon. I like he talk.
He likes the way I talk.
He likes the way I talk, and I like the way he talks.
The story I found it. So apparently there's an experiment casting doubt on the history of stone tools.
Yeah, I saw that.
So basically, it's just a shift of a few 100,000 years here and there, and it really all basically points back to the same crap that doesn't work in any form or, The only thing I can say is, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Yes, there is a possibility, and I've read the story, and it's basically, like I said, same story, different day, just some shift in time. Instead of 3 million years ago, it might have been 2 million years ago, whatever. Okay. But in the things I studied, George Pye's book, which made me dig deeper into a lot of archaeology, there's a lot of stuff found that points to a primitive time in which primitive tools were certainly used. Now, the time frame they're putting in here, a gazillion million years ago, whatever. We know about carbon dating and the accuracy they are not of. However, there are signs that at points we have had a time in our history, be it a couple thousand years ago or a couple million, whatever, where there were primitive tools being used widely. And why would that be? If evolution as we were taught isn't true and doesn't work, which it doesn't from a biological point of view, period. Macroevolution cannot happen. Microevolution certainly does. Anyway, as we've learned about the lies of history and met some amazing people that are really digging into the lies of history, we keep coming across this theory of a great reset or many resets. And even in the history that I've looked into, some Native American stuff, some of the prophecies that come through that about these earth cycles that are going to happen regardless of what mankind does, says, prays to. None of that's going to change it. The earth is an entity of its own, and it lives and it goes through cycles just like we do. And it's going to change. It's going to shift. Lakes are going to move. Rivers are going to overtake lands. It's going to happen. Sure, we can put a dam up and fuck up some shit on a small scale, but we can't change the entire earth on a grand scale. So I'm ranting a bit, but boils down to this. These resets have occurred, and certain people weren't prepared by going into caves or underground dome shelters or whatever, then certainly they would have gotten to a point where no technology is working anymore, no powers, the Antiquitex offline, whatever it is, and yeah, a need for basic living implementation. There's a wolf about to eat my face off, give me a stick and let me sharpen it, whatever makes a little more sense to me than, of course, the lies we've been fed evolutionarily. Thoughts?
I've thought about this so much.
Yeah.
What would happen? Everything went away. Like every tool in here, I look at them, I can't recreate these things. I can't.
I do that same thought process. What can I do and what can't I do?
Create iron and then forge it and all this stuff. You're going to be stuck with stones. That's the hardest thing that you will have unless you can, smelt and have all the stuff to do that and get a fire at 2,000 degrees or whatever. There's so much that goes into all the stuff we use every day that if there's nobody there making it for us, if all the factories shut down and all that stuff goes away, it's not like we can just recreate all of this stuff on our own. Certain people might be able to, they can go find little specks of iron in the creeks and rivers and forge some iron and turn it into a big block of, and then forge that. But 99.9999999% of the people are going to be looking for those rocks that are just shaped right so I could tie it to the stick and not get, hit the wolf over the head with it so it doesn't eat.
Even napping flint, just to nap a stone into the shape of a tool to make it sharp enough to cut, to shave with, butcher, a kill with. It's a skill. It's a practiced, learned skill at flint napping or glass napping. You can use glass.
I was going to ask you about that, the glass too. Yeah. I've met some people over the years that are really skilled at it. And then I've watched some people ruin some pretty pieces of rock, man. So even those skilled people. So, yeah.
And just think no more vehicles move, no more trains, no more planes, none of that. So, there might be people over here that still have a foundry working or this and that. But even 80 miles away, you're not going to get anything from that foundry or from the people that are still able to produce this stuff. There's nobody keeping up the roads or this and that and yada, yada, yada. And, there is none of that anymore. So, I could see how, in certain places they were able to keep using certain technologies or even advancing upon them. But other places, no. That's why you have, if it was even true, like the native Indians, the natives here, they were claimed to be using stone tools and this and that and yada, yada, yada. And then the people from Europe had the steel and iron and blah, 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 and knew all the metal workings. And so it's, the history tells one story, but when you look at it from maybe it was all 200 years ago and, all of a sudden just technology quit working. Nothing was, being built or created anymore. So people had to scavenge for what they had. And eventually things rust and decay and break. So that tool that you had 20 years ago that you're still using today broke just now. Well, guess you don't have any more of those tools. That's gone. Now you have to go find a stone to try to reproduce the action that did. I've thought about it a lot. How quickly we could fall back into the Stone Age. And I don't think it'd take too long.
Not long at all.
That's weird that you brought that up because I think about that like all the time. It's always there in the back of my mind. That's why I have a little smelting setup and
right, you're ready.
Working in a machine shop or in a building that has a machine shop in it, and then taking the pieces that the machine shop actually machines out and then putting them together in a gigantic 3D puzzle that is accurate for shooting at long distances. It's unreal at the relationships that these people build with the material that they use, and how long. Thinking about people that were building watches by hand, just filing little bits of metal here and there until they got it just the right shape, at just the right size, just the right number of teeth, at just the right spacing. It boggles my mind how we can go from flint knapping to the amazing, just mechanical engineering feats that we have managed to come up with. It is crazy.
Man, there was some movie it will not come to me, but in the movie there was something going on and oh wait, was that fucking Iron Man? I think it was. Yeah, it was. He's in the cave trying to make the first suit, and he smelts the iron ore he's finding down, and he makes the fucking mold by the sand. He hollows out the sand area and pours the iron into the sand and uses that as the mold to make his little O-rings and whatnot. And I thought, when I saw that, I thought, wow. So yeah, I guess you figure it out when you're in a situation, So there you go, Zach. Sand. You need to sand, make your little mold, and you're good to go, brother.
You can also use wood. Nice hardwood will work as well.
Really? See, I wouldn't have thought of wood.
You can't use it too many times because it'll burn in holes into it and whatnot.
Of course, I freaked out the first time I saw a wooden bowl on a bong. I was like, wait, that can't possibly work. And it is made of wood. And I had that bowl for 25, 30 years. In theory, I don't know what you're talking about. Cannabis, who? Prank caller.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly all this around us could just come to a crashing halt. When you think about it, it's pretty amazing what we do as humans, how we are living today. Everything is so on demand and right now, and I mean, you can order something from the other side of the plane, from Australia, and it'll be here in a couple days. Where 100 years ago, that might have taken months. You can fly to Australia in a day. It's a different time. And maybe we just lost this last reset. The next reset, whenever it is, it's kind of what we're doing. We're preparing the children of the future for, having the abilities to, I don't know. It's really the knowledge to do all this stuff. That's why books are so important. I have about 95% of my books are how-to. Smelting, canning, building root cellars, building your own log cabin, gardening, knowing about plants. Most of my books will be worth their weight in gold, probably more, after the next reset. And it's books, I think, that are, that probably helped us out a lot. The last reset. Books are invaluable. They can't turn off a book. The power goes out. You can still read a book. So go find some of those books. And a lot of them, you can go to Barnes and Nobles. And most of these books, the ones that are worth the most, are the cheapest. They'll be in the bargain bin for $9.99. I got so many $40, $50 books all glossy page, beautiful colored photos of plants and this and that. That were like $40, $50 books for $9.99 because nobody buys them. Everybody wants the Harry Potter and the whatevers, all these other, fiction. So just saying, it's a good idea to have the know-how, at least. You don't have to practice just yet, It might not happen during your lifetime, but having the know-how could be invaluable. Okay, my rant's over. Sorry.
No, good stuff, man. Definitely, preparing for what's coming is key, integral, and I love what I'm seeing happen around us. All these amazing people getting together and creating what's coming.
Yeah, Jess Palmer says, I like to imagine the horse and buggy people stoneworking 10 to 15 doors and structures.
You got a long weekend. You make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, the story buildings. Some of them just seem impossible. I mean, there was that one up in Michigan. It was supposed to be an insane asylum, a mental ward that housed that could hold 18,000 people. And there was 700 people at that time in Michigan that lived within 100 miles of the place. Why would you build that structure there where there's no people? It's pretty much the Wild West at that time, Michigan was. And you're going to build this huge stone structure out in the middle? No, they found that building. Come on. Just so much of this stuff is, I love all the researchers like Martin and these guys that go back and, actually look at the dates and then look at where they were and then go and look at population charts of that time. And, it's research. If you really want to see through all the lies, you got to go and look. That's why I was looking so hard for granite being struck by lightning, because there's a lot of people, saying maybe it was a lightning strike that did the Georgia Guidestones. I'm not saying that it wasn't. I mean, the sky did kind of light up a little bit, and the light post behind it flared real big as the explosion happened. So I don't know, but I need more evidence to make a decision. I want to see what happens if a really strong lightning strike would make granite explode like that. We can't just say it does. I want to know.
It just seemed like an interesting pile of granite after it was all said and done. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
I had an aerial view of that pile of rubble you were saying, and it looked pretty spread out. It was kind of crazy.
And it all seemed to go in one direction. Like the blast, like the debris, all flew in one direction. It wasn't like it exploded from the center and exploded outward, which I would think electricity would do. But again, I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely not saying, like I was saying, lightning has different potentials. If you see a lightning strike, most likely it has struck that spot 6 to 7 times. You will not see a single flash of lightning. You won't. Your eyes can't register it. It's way too fast. You don't even know it happens. It has to strike that spot. It'll go back and forth, up and down, a connection between that, about 6 times. And then your eye can actually register it. So yeah, it's not like lightning will strike a spot just once. It'll strike it multiple times in a row as it's discharging. At least that's what they tell us. Again, take that with a grain of salt. That comes from Cheyennes.
I see Mike D in chat saying, God struck the George Floyd wall with lightning twice. The big thing about concrete and granite, is when they build a concrete wall, they use things called reinforcement bars, big, long metal bars that they put in there to help reinforce the concrete, rebar. Granite doesn't have any of that. So if I were to strike concrete with electricity, I would expect the electricity to pass through the concrete by way of the rebar using the path of least resistance.
Yeah, I thought about that.
It just seems strange that that explosion came out the bottom of the Georgia Guidestones. So the lightning would have passed completely through the granite. Does granite have that much conductivity?
I know it's mostly quartz with other really hard elements all melded together. Granite. I'm not sure. I know quartz is piezoelectric, but I don't know. That's why I was saying I want to see what happens to granite when it's hit with large amounts of electricity. I thought for sure there would have been a video or something of a headstone that was struck by lightning and blown up or something like that. You know, it's interesting. They're saying that new evidence of where they think Jesus's tomb was. They think it was struck by lightning, and that's how it opened. Weird that article just... I'm seeing a couple articles about that in the last couple days. Yes, quartz does spark. If you crush quartz crystals or bang them together, it's like eating those breath mints. They'll spark in your mouth. The little round... What were they called back in the day?
Any wintergreen mint will work because that was a thing, dude. That's been around since I was a kid in the 70s. You go in the bathroom, turn off the light, and chomp down really hard on a wintergreen lifesaver at first, and then as other companies started putting out those same wintergreen type little candies, it turned out that it was all about the wintergreen. Yep. It's true and it works, and I remember doing it many, many times.
Yeah, but yeah, you can take quartz crystals and just hit them with a hammer, and they'll spark. You'll see it's piezoelectrics. You can actually hook. We're gonna do this for Flattoberfest. Hook up a. Oh my gosh, brain fart. A voltmeter. Good Lord. You stick the probes one on each side of a crystal, and then you just push down on the crystal. You create pressure on it, and it creates a charge. They're actually using this. I think it's over in the Netherlands. Don't quote me on that. But they're starting to put this into their sidewalks. So as people walk down the street, it's charging up batteries that run their lights at night. It's genius. This is the type of stuff we should be using. We are exerting energy. Nature is exerting energy. We can harness that. All these, forces that are being applied, we can gather energy from those. That's why I think there should be piezoelectric boards up and down the sea shores wherever there is a tide. That would be nonstop energy, like almost 24/7. You could have just the waves coming in, lapping up against these piezoelectric boards. They could even be under the sand.
Well,
and
remember,
they would produce energy. That's it.
Remember that story about the new quote unquote idea of stacking these like bell-like shapes on top of each other that would blow in the wind and create this piezoelectric effect? And then you look back at pagodas and it's like, holy shit, there you go. There they are right there.
Well, we've only got about 3 minutes before we get out of here.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
What's up? Bob got here first. I see you, Baba.
Hey, Babo.
We'll probably do some open lines tonight. I don't really think we have a whole lot
I was
planned.
just about to tell Bob that very thing. And anyone else there in chat.
Hey, Bob into coming and hanging out, getting him ready for the show for Sunday. A little pre-show warm.
I apparently dreamed about Bob. What the hell? I must be coming to Colorado. I mean, to Carolinas this year. because I was totally there. Holy shit. I just popped when I saw Bob in chat. Wow, that's crazy.
But next, we have the next 2 weeks, we have guests, not counting tonight. But next Friday, we have a guest already booked. The Friday after that, we have multiple guests booked, which is not really surprising.
I'm so excited about all of them. Tell them about next week, quick.
So next week was just out of the clear blue. Paul on the plane reached out to me on Twitter. So I finagled him into coming on. So he's going to come and join us.
On my mind,
he was on my mind too.
So he must have felt the vibes.
Well, nice. I told him that I see the occasional update there on Facebook whenever it is that I'm on Facebook. Other than that, it's just been kind of quiet from Paul. So it'll be great to be able to catch up and see what he's been up to. I know he's been doing lots of traveling and doing a lot of family stuffs. So it'll be great to catch up with Paul. And then, Zach, why don't you let him know what we have coming on the 22nd?
We will be joined again for a question and answer show. So if any of you guys have questions for Jerry Merzinski, his guest he brought with us, Anon, a recovered schizophrenic that Jerry helped out. Or isn't he bringing someone else as well?
Sherry is coming. Sherry Sweeney's coming. His co-author, and has often been on the show with him there on his channel. Yeah, she will be coming. You dropped that message, and I didn't know if you wanted me to respond to him. If you haven't, I will. So, but yeah, she is going to be coming for sure.
Awesome.
I have not. If you
that's
want
fine.
To, let's go ahead. I meant to do it yesterday.
Yeah, things are crazy. That's fine. We'll do it. But yeah, excited to get up with Paul on the plane, and can't wait to catch back up with you guys in chat with what's gone on since Jerry was here. I know Jeremy, I wanted more, reached out to me, and we had a little bit back and forth about that very topic. So I hope everybody stays safe with this, and it's exciting what's coming up. So I'll shut up and let you get us out of here. Thank you guys. Love y'all so much.
Love you guys. You enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, because damn it, it's Friday. And it doesn't play. Anyway. Yeah, it's Friday, my dudes. Love you guys. Be good, be well, and at least enjoy the whole rest of your week. And we'll see you right back here on Tuesday for more Ironworx. TruthFrequencyRadio.com, TFRLive.com, or just Google Iron Roll Media. You'll find us. Love you guys. Bye-bye.